Boats, boats, boats! Brisbane Yamaha knows boats.
Hi, I'm Aaron, the owner of Brisbane Yamaha, and today we've got the 460 Renegade. But a tiller steer. The 460 Renegade side console is actually the biggest selling Quintrex in Queensland. This is the fifth. But we've been selling lately heaps of tiller steers. People have just been using them all over the place, you know, out for the extra room. This one's going to Toowoomba, and it's got a couple of extras that we've put into it that I just wanted to show you. So start off the 460. Is it really a 460? I'm saying that it's a big boat. It's the second biggest tiller that Quintrex sell. The biggest is being the Fish Seeker 6 metre. I'll get Shannon in. Shannon, come over and have a look. If you measure it with the duck board out to the bowsprit, it's actually 4.9 long. That's pretty big. The beam on it, I'll get you to jump over the other side, Shannon. The beam on it is 2180. So it's a big boat. Other brands would probably call it a 470, 480. And I think that's why the 460 Renegades become such synonymous with just a great all-purpose boat, whether you're fishing the impoundments, whether you're offshore, whether you want to go to offshore reefs. You know, I see plenty of these at Tangalooma. I'd go in one, and we're going to take it on the water today. This is on the aluminium trailer, tailwater trailer. It's an 1100 trailer. Now you can put it on 1080 or you can put it on 1100. We always put them on 1100. The 1100 has some skids that make driving on just so easy. Anyone could drive that boat on. It's a beautiful trailer. The maximum horsepower is 75. This has got the 70. It's going to Toowoomba. It's going to fish a lot of impoundments. And the 70 works perfectly on them. For years, that's all we sold with them. Now we do put some 75s, but make no mistake, you don't need it. The secret of a Renegade, and Renegades are so popular, whether it's the 420, the 440, the 460, the 490, the 530. Interesting enough, the 490 sells a lot, and we're selling them every week. A 490 is going out for the extra size and the fishing offshore. Have a look at this hull, and that's the secret of it. Cuts and rolls and the boat rides on confused water, and that's why they're soft and that's why they're drier than any other boat. The flat sides just look beautiful. Rails, bowsprit, poly-moulded. We've put one of our custom Biminis on it. It's a great big Bimini because he spends a lot of time trawling up in the impoundments, fishing for bass, jigging and trawling. Now up the front, we put a 55-pound Minn Kota on it, the bowsprit. We normally buy these when we order them. We always put an extra seat spigot. We put a thruster bracket for your Minn Kota, and we weld the gunnels. That's the three things that we always do. Now, when we put a Minn Kota in, the battery goes under the floor, a couple of circuit breakers there, heaps of storage. And we like to keep the storage. Some people put batteries in there. There's a battery charger down here, and you can see some of this brilliant wiring that Brisbane Yamaha do. There's a charger. That's how you hook up your charger. When you want to take your Minn Kota off, just unplug the Anderson. Easy as that. All neat and tidy, all out of the weather. Plenty and plenty of room for your tackle boxes, storage, safety gear. Almost enough for my tackle, I reckon. Now, back here, this is nice. What we've done here, we've put just a little accessories console. Have a good look at that, Dan, and a ram bracket with the sounder, so that can move around any position. If you're flicking lures at the front, turn it round to have a look at where the fish are. They've got a 77-litre tank in them, big enough for a 70 or a 75. I think one of the things, people always have a bit of fuel anxiety. I know I do. For years, I'd take a little 5 or 10-litre jerry can. I never used it, but I'd always take it thinking I was running out of fuel. What we did here on the little bracket, on the little console, we put a fuel gauge. Nothing much. Radio, switches on the side, nav light, bilge pump, white light. Just very simple, but very, very practical. Now at the back, casting deck, more storage, battery isolation switch, fuel filter. water separating, live bait tank. And with the tiller steer, and I think that's why they're getting so popular. We've never sold so many. And I ask people, why is that? And they say, they just want the room. Well, I can see that. You'd put a heap of people into here. Now it's licensed to take 5 people. I'd be happy to take 3 fishing at any time. And today it's just going to be Dan and I go out and we'll see how this little beauty rolls. See you on the water. So here we are out in Moreton Bay in a 460 Renegade tiller steer. And it just got to my attention why we're selling so many tiller steers. It's Yamaha's multifunction handle. It is just so nice to use. You know, up and down here, the idle up and down feature, which is just brilliant for catching doing all your trawling and catching fish, getting that right speed. Every time you just put it into gear, nudge it down, you can hear the motor go down 50 RPM. Turn it off by just putting it in. Toggle switch and on and off key switch. It's got a couple of alarms you'll never use, low oil or for overheat. Easy to use, and it's that extra length which just makes it the best tiller handle on the market, bar none. And I think that's why we sell so many tillers. That and they're versatile. As a crabbing boat, this would be brilliant. Now we're out in the bay, I'd go across to Moreton, not a problem. This boat with a 70, for all you people that think, I wonder what the 70's like on it. Well, it wasn't that long ago we would have put 60s on a 460. Let's have a look. So we'll go over and I'll just put it on the plane. 1, 2, 3, we're on the plane. And I'll just back it off. Motor along very nicely, we're sitting down, it's soft, the entry's soft, it's probably only 1.5 metre out here. There's not many smaller boats, there was a few large guys going out fishing, put a little bit of trim on it, and it's soft and it's nice, and we're just motoring along. Dan's just sitting there looking at his screen, he's probably playing games, he loves playing games. But the boat with the tiller handle, look at it, nip around. Tiller handle, because of the length and the ergonomics of the boat, it just makes it nice to drive. The waves have come up a little bit higher, nothing for this boat. It's a big 460 as we mentioned. A few birds flying, sun shining. We're out the middle of October, Queensland. 25 degrees every day, light breeze, and the fish are biting. And I tell you, what a wonderful way to spend your weekends with your mates or out with your kids. There's a little friction plate down here which can just stops it from slopping around, put it across, and it just firms up your steering, doesn't give you any prop torque as you rev on. The forward and reverse handle, it's big, you don't have to see it. I'll show you just, so if we were motoring along, I've got a couple of bib lures out there and I think, oh, the rod tip's not tipping properly, not wobbling, and I just want to go lower revs, I just hit the down and you can hear that motor go slower and slower by 50 RPM until we're almost at a walking pace, which would be all right, which would be wonderful for flathead and trout if you're in Victoria. Don't know why you'd still be in Victoria, but if you are, you might as well be fishing. Probably need to get a feed. And look, and it's stable. I'll just chuck it into gear. It's a brand new motor. Dan's up here. Well, Dan's on one side. He looks like he's been in a big paddock. I've always been in a big paddock myself. Stable boat, 460, but it's massive. These Biminis that we make, that's a custom Bimini that we made at Brisbane Yamaha, famous trim shop. We'll put that up and we'll show you before we leave because it's as tight as a drum. Keep the sun off you. It'd keep hail and lightning off you, I reckon it's that strong. This console, brilliant. The Just where the sounder is, exactly where you want it. Have a drink, look at that. Have a couple of lemonades there if you want. I'd have a couple of bourbon and cokes these days. Maybe a couple of ham and pickle sandwiches to wash them down. But it's just an enjoyable boat and a trustworthy boat. You know what it's going to do. Not just come round into that little swell, the way the wind's picked up a bit. Nothing, comfortable. Now I know from previous 460s and 70s, it'll do a bit over 50 kilometres an hour, which is more than enough out here in a 460 loaded with your family. But it gets on the plane fast and it uses no fuel. Sometimes people complain, they think the fuel gauge is wrong. No, the motor just doesn't use very much. Manoeuvrable. If you had to come back and get a crab pot, not a problem. Look at that over that. Just half rev, doesn't need any more. Scooting along. Soft, stable, and it just sort of self-rights. See how it comes up just level. Brilliant. These I tell you, Renegades, the top five selling boats for Quintrex, Renegades. These Biminis that we make in the SOC just go away. They're a brilliant bit of kit. Everyone has one. They don't know what they're getting until they get it. And when they set up their Bimini, and when they've owned one, they wonder why other people didn't buy one from Brisbane Yamaha, because they're just brilliantly made. So if you're thinking about a boat for your family, for you, for a retirement boat, well, maybe you should look at a 460. Maybe you should reconsider a tiller. A lot of people are. Save a few bucks too. Maybe you consider call Brisbane Yamaha. That'd be a smart thing to do. And we'll see you on the water, hopefully in a new Quintrex.